I have way too many movies. And I get the feeling I'm not going to have that much time to talk about any of them through all these videos. So I figured I'd just do this little video to show off some of the videos I have that I treasure more. Stuff that's kind of more collectible, a little bit more expensive, a little bit hard to find. Uh, Basically just cool stuff that I found that I treasure. This is a wrapped copy of The Wizard of Space and Time, a very cult favorite among a lot of video collectors. Absolutely love this film, and I just couldn't pass it up. I think it was only like $1 I paid to have this wrapped and everything. Very cool movie, I love it. And then, of course, I just had to buy Warriors of the Wind, which, if you look closely at the cover, you'll notice it's pretty much, this is a different version of Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, just basically with a different English dub and with like a different poster here, which I think is, pretty absurd. I kind of dig it, you know. Let's see, some more VHS stuff here. This is the I think this is the limited edition VHS of Akira. The widescreen version, absolutely cool. Very cool when I first saw it on VHS, and I absolutely love the widescreen, so I had to have it. And additionally, to go with that, of course, I have the had to buy the Akira DVD. This is the first version that came out on DVD, and this is actually the collectible tin. They only had a limited amount of these made at the time, so I made sure to reserve it as quickly as I could. Shine there. Uh, I absolutely love this DVD. Watched it a million times when it came out. Although I gotta tell you, I really dig the Blu-ray. I think I have the Blu-ray here. Here we go. Yeah, I love the Blu-ray too, just because it has the original '80s dub, which I love much more than the new dub on this DVD. So, but you can get both on the Blu-ray. So, definite buy for me. I don't know, just because I'm a completionist and stuff like that. Like I gotta have every version of Blade Runner and every dub that comes out. Might as well blow through the anime. I collected a lot of anime when I was young, so I got a lot of stuff left over that's kind of collectible. This is probably one of the biggest ones I have is the end of Evangelion film. This was the redone version of the last two episodes because everyone hated the last two episodes of Evangelion, so they made this big movie production out of it. Very twisted little film. To be honest, I never really liked this film. Like, I didn't really love it. Like, I just had to buy this because I read the script initially because I had heard some people tell me about the script and I was like, no, wait, this can't be real. And they sent me the script. And all this weird, crazy stuff happened, and I was like, nah, there's no way they made this into a movie. And then, sure enough, finally this came out, so I had to see it for myself, and I was like, well, that's actually pretty much what happened in the script. Very strange. Very strange movie. But it's been out of print for over a decade now. Very collectible. Uh, Go along with that, I also have, one of my favorite anime films of all time, Perfect Blue. Been long out of print, bought it when it came out. Absolutely love this film. Great thriller from Satoshi Kon. If you don't know Satoshi Kon, as look him up on IMDb. He's done some of the best anime films ever. Absolutely love this film. Very spendy that it's out of print, but if you can find it, I definitely pick it up, and I hope somebody re-releases it. Hopefully, Funimation or manga picks it up at some point. Uh, okay, gotta warn you, more big animation fan here, so a lot of cool animation stuff here. This is the special edition of Fire and Ice, the Ralph Bakshi film, where rotoscope fantasy. I kind of dug this film. Don't Not entirely in love with it. I mainly love it because of Frank Frazetta being involved with it, and this special edition actually cool because the second disc is a documentary on Frazetta. So that's one good reason to get this. Very collectible. I don't think you can probably find it around some places. I'm sure. This is the special edition too of Rock and Rule, the Canadian rock opera. It's got a couple of songs from some big names in the '80s. Really dug it. Like I think there's a few on the top here, like Iggy Pop, Cheap Trick, Lou Reed. I think Earth, Wind and Fire is on here too. Really dug this, and the two disc is definitely worth it because it has the short film Daniel and the Devil. I think it's called Daniel, but The Devil and Daniel Mouse. Great little short animated film from 1979, and a behind the scenes featurette on the production of that short and this film. So definitely worth checking out. Let's see some more treasured stuff here. These are two DVDs from Doctor Who. Commonplace and everything, but I got these both signed by Sophia Allred, who was the companion for that arc. And also because, I bought these DVDs just because, I love this era of Doctor Who. I mean, I love Sylvester McCoy is pretty much my Doctor. Like, they say everyone's first Doctor is the one that they, identify the most with, and I saw McCoy first, so that was my first, essentially. Uh, if you know what this DVD is, then you'll know why. Not a huge film, but definitely one of my favorites. Very weird packaging too. Like it only came like this. You wouldn't know what it is unless you had like the plastic packaging that came with it. So if you've seen this, you'll know. If you've seen this packaging, you know what the film is. Okay. This next film I treasure is, well, here, these are two films that these are the most recent films that I've acquired. They're from the Twilight Time series, which is more or less like the MGM stuff they release on Blu-ray. Films that aren't quite highly regarded, but definitely deserve a nice Blu-ray treatment. And these are two films that I really love from the Twilight Time series. Most of the time, there's releases from Twilight Time I really don't dig on, but these two I absolutely love. First one is Manhunt, a Fritz Lang noir film around the time of Nazi Germany, and actually has it's very very cool film. It's hard for me to describe it. It's just very cool about this man who's being tracked down by the Nazis because he had a chance to assassinate Adolf Hitler and then blew it. Now he's being tracked by Nazis. Very cool film. Absolutely love it. Definitely worth checking on Blu-ray. Another great one another involving Nazis, no less, is, I know I'm going to screw up this name, so I'm going to look at the cover, The Secret of Santa Vittoria. And it's a film about this little Italian village that their entire livelihood is their wine, and so they form a plan to hide their wine from the Nazis when they come to their village. It has some it's dramatic, but it's also like, it's more or less a comedy. Really dug it. I really dug, especially the large long shot scenes of their master plan for hiding all the wine is to hand it one by one from like a huge human chain that goes up to the cave. So I really thought that was cool how they shot that. So both these films, they're very hard to find. They only make, I think, about like 3,000 of the Twilight Time series, and then they kind of like go out of print for a while and you can't find them as easily. So, Twilight Time is definitely something to look for if there's a particular film you want to collect, especially these old films that are really cool. Love them. Speaking of old films, one of my favorite films from the Criterion Collection, The Seven Samurai, the big box, with the little booklet and everything. Absolutely love this film. Definitely one of my favorite films of all time. Would like to get the Blu-ray, but I'm very happy with the DVD. So, the Blu-ray comes down, I'll probably buy it. But this is one of my favorite Criterion releases. This is. I think this is the last one I got here. I got a mess down here. This is... I'm not sure why I bought this at first. I think it's just because, I like the campiness of it. This is a collection of 3 different TV series. Jason of Star Command, Space Academy, and Arc 2. These were Filmation live-action series, and none of them are particularly good, but there's just something so funny about it. I mean, I think I mainly bought it just because Scotty from Star Trek is in Jason of Star Command, but only for the first season. Space Academy is okay, but Arc 2 is just kind of silly because one of the stars in it is a monkey. I kind of like to collect this because it's from BCI Eclipse, which was this company that used to release DVDs for He-Man and a couple other Filmation stuff like Brave Star. And they're really a cool company because they actually did some really great productions on this stuff. Like, let me get one of these open here. I can show you here. Oh, that's not a good one. Not a good one there. But they actually do really good productions on these because every single release they had, they all came with extras. And they all came with these cool little booklets that come with the episode listings, and also there's some cool facts that they listed with each episode too that I thought really neat. Like they mention how James Doohan, couldn't star on the show that much because of Star Trek the movie that was coming out at the time. Star Trek the motion picture, of course. Uh, and I love that. BCI did that for just about every video release they had, and they even did it for like stuff they didn't have to do it for. Like they did the '90s version of the New Adventures of He-Man, which is not a good show, but they still went out of their way to make a booklet for it and give all these extra features to it and everything. The company's been long out of print, and most of their stuff's been bought up by Mill Creek. And Mill Creek does a okay job. They release them on the cheap, so I understand. But I definitely miss BCI clips. I really like the effort they put into all their videos. And well, there you go. That's most of the stuff I treasure. I mean, I got more stuff everywhere because I'm drowning in DVDs. But you know, I'll see if I can get to them in the future. But that's mostly the main stuff I treasure.